Good afternoon. I would like to call this special meeting, March 7th, 2014, to order at this time. Clerk, we have a roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Dominic,
Present.
Johnson, Williams, Lynn, Bowles,
Present.
Baker,
Here.
Lynch,
Here.
Escaday,
Here.
Caddo, Scott.
Go. Here.
We have four, Mr. President.
Okay, we'll let Commissioner Johnson say the invocation, and Commissioner Escaday, if you'll lead us in the pledge.
I don't even feel right.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity. Father, we thank you for the things that you have done for us in the past, the things that you will do for us in the future. Dear Father, we thank you for the men and women that serve our country. Protect them as we go to these times of uncertainties. All these things we ask in your Son, Jesus' name.
Amen.
If I please face the flag, render the proper address, and say along with me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item, Mr. Clerk, please.
I don't believe we have any agenda additions. If there are no, we'll move to citizen comments.
If there's a citizens who wish to address the commission, you would ask that you please fill out a comment card and forward it to myself or the clerk. Any comments will be limited to 3 minutes. I have none at this time.
Citizen?
You don't have any, do you? Okay. Next item. I'm sorry?
So I'm a citizen.
Oh, you want to comment?
Yeah, I have a comment.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure everyone gets a flyer, but this is a Get Covered Shreveport that'll be held tomorrow at Mall St. Vincent, March the 8th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., which is just encouraging people that have not had an opportunity to sign up for the Affordable Care Act. Will be having a Get Covered Shreveport event there, as well as at the Martin Luther King Health Center, the David Raines Community Health Center, Southwest Louisiana Area Health Education Center, Southern United Neighborhoods, and at Stonewall Baptist Church. And that will continue on through the week. The deadline is March the 31st, but they're encouraging everyone to try to get signed up at least by March the 15th, so that their applications will be processed in time to be effective this year.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Dr. Wilson, I know you had a comment. Do you want to go ahead and make your comment at this time?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, President Thibodeau, Dominique, and Commissioners. Good evening. I'm sorry.
That was a Freudian
Won't get no
slip.
more time after this.
I had Thibodeau on my mind, so forgive me for
Mr. Caddo look good, huh?
President Dominique. I do have an announcement. Commissioners, good afternoon. We were contacted by Standard & Poor's back in December, involuntary review of our finances, and we had to fill out some documentation. And since that time, we've gotten some good news from them. And let me go ahead and read to you a couple of paragraphs from a press release that will probably be going out. I want you all to be aware of it first. In 2012, the Parish received a AAA bond rating in Louisiana. This rating was for the parish limited tax bond on the library improvement. Since that time, one other body in Louisiana received a similar AAA bond rating as issued by the sales tax bond. However, not until today, no public body in Louisiana had received the covenant AAA rating on a general obligation bond. The general obligation bond rating assigned to the public body is a credit rating for the public body rather than a specific purpose rating. This AAA is now the basis for credit rating for the parish of Caddo. And the bond issue we issued back in 2007 for the initial $30 million was reviewed, and they went back and they raised that AA+ rating to a AAA rating. And more to come on that. And just want to let you all know that was just rendered on the 27th of February by Standard & Poor's rating agency. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. Appreciate all y'all's hard work and appreciate you notifying that of a timely manner.
Yeah.
Commissioner Williams?
Well, I just want to
Mr. Chairman, commend the staff, the management, and the leadership. Not only Mr. Woodrow Wilson, but Eric Bryant. It was shown that how the team approach works together. And everybody in every department head working together, informing each other on the projects that we do together in this commission body, and having enough foresight to appoint Mr. Woodrow Wilson and the staff. He had enough confidence to report his staff. So we may not always agree on the roadmap how we get places, but we do get there. And because a good, wise, conservative investment, John, when able to fund those capital projects, because I think capital projects is the way to go. And hopefully we can pass this new bond issue without to put before the voters. And because of our good credit rating, being one of the first in the state, man, it says a lot. And that's something we shouldn't take lightly. So I just want to commend you guys and continue to guys at the board. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Commissioner Lynch? Ms. Lynch?
Oh, I'm sorry. Tell me this, Ms. Bryant, the significance, because I'm trying to back up. What does this mean in a nutshell?
It means
I
that,
see the significance was we spent the money
The lowest.
already.
Yeah, we still.
no,
yeah,
it's
better
not
interest
just
rate.
on,
Better interest rate.
what you received on the special purpose bonds was just on the special purpose
Right.
bonds. At this point, with the GO bonds, this is what the parish's credit rating is, AAA. So more than likely, as you issue additional bonds, if you issue additional bonds, you more than likely would get a AAA rating on those bonds because your overall rating is now a AAA, not just on a specific issue.
Oh, okay, okay. Now, is that something new that they're doing, or is that customary?
No, each year you have to submit additional documentation to the rating agencies, and they either uphold, reduce, or increase your ratings.
Okay.
And in this case, they upgraded us based on the information that we provided to Standard & Poor's.
Okay, so now they're saying that we're the only one?
Yes.
On GO obligations, we're the only one. There is one other special purpose, which is
Right.
East Baton Rouge. But on GO bonds, we're the only one.
Oh, okay, okay. So can you send us a copy of that letter?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, and then we'll be doing a press release next week?
Pardon me?
We'll be doing a press release
Yes, ma'am.
next week?
Yes.
I mean, a press conference or a press release?
I was planning on a press release unless you all desire to do a press conference. That's up to you all.
Okay, what did we do on the other one?
I believe
We had a big old sign put
Yes,
in the
ma'am. We
government plaza.
that was since it was the first time ever in the history of the state of Louisiana. We felt compelled to do a press conference, and we did it here.
But that was on the specific.
Yes, ma'am.
This is bigger than that, though.
It is.
Okay, so I think we need to, I mean,
press
you know, we need to tout our own horn.
Right.
I mean, this is bigger than Duck Commander.
Two.
I mean, we're actually gonna get something out of it.
Todd.
Yeah.
Where's she from?
We can do that. If it's a pleasure of the board, we can do that, ma'am.
I'll get with Dr. Wilson to set something up.
Okay, make sure
When is our
you're in
next?
town.
When is our next meeting?
Thing about
I believe
2 weeks away. It's not this week.
17th.
Is it? Can we wait till the end to do the press conference before our meeting?
Yes, sir.
pretty
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You wanna wait that long?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think we'll be all right.
Okay.
That way we make sure everybody's here.
Yeah.
Because I know we have some that are gonna be out of town, so.
Yes.
next
So I
week.
could do it just prior to the meeting.
Yeah, I would
on
say
the
do it
17th?
prior. I think it'd be prior.
3 o'clock?
Yeah.
We
Okay.
do have a committee meeting prior to our work session.
What time?
Our Animal Services meets
At what?
at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock?
Yes, ma'am.
What about my meeting? Is
That never takes more than an hour.
Yeah,
So-
we'll get
so
y'all
3
on
o'clock?
there. Yeah, let's do it 3 o'clock
3 o'clock?
3 o'clock?
that day.
Okay.
Okay. All righty, thank you.
All right.
All right, Commissioner Escaday?
Get a new wheel.
I appreciate everything y'all done, but I want to remind Miss Lynch, my favorite person, that last time we hung a banner up there tooting our horn, we had a line from here all the way to the courthouse with people lined up wanting money. So
We gave
let's
it to
be
'em too,
careful
so
how we,
it's okay.
let's be careful how we toot it.
You got a bond issue coming up. You're
But
fine.
what I do want to say is,
I could work against
more
it.
than anything, I appreciate the work that staff's done, but I want to thank each and every one of you who sit up here
correct. It's a team.
and serve with me. because we're able to accomplish the things we are and set the tone for fiscal restraint that allows our bond rating to be that high. Because they follow our lead, and I appreciate everything that everybody up here does.
I agree.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, 1 second, I was just writing down these times real quick. So, have no other commissioners. Next item,
Next, we go to public hearing on ordinances. Ordinance number 5386 of 2014, authorizing the amendment of cooperative endeavor agreement relative to digital media program to change the fiscal agent and amending ordinance number 5193 of 2012 and number 5360 of 2013 relative to funding to the digital media program.
So moved.
Public hearing.
oh Nelly.
Let's go.
Okay, I declare the public hearing on this ordinance open. Is there anybody who wishes to speak in favor of this ordinance? You can come on up.
I did that.
If you will give us your name and address.
I did.
I'm John J. Morales. I'm at 8306 Ashbourne Drive, Shreveport, Louisiana. I am the former director of the Animation Visual Effects program at Louisiana State University in Shreveport. And I am going to be the incoming director of the Digital Media Institute at Intertech One with the Biomedical Research Foundation, where I'm now employed. And I wanted to thank the commission for considering the move, and just generally show my support for the program. Also with me here today are Greg Nelson, who was our daytime instructor for the program, and we've also got a student who had recently gone through the program, in case you have any questions about the program.
Can't ask them
All
that.
right. Nothing further?
Thank you.
See? Anybody else present who wishes to speak in favor of this ordinance? Is there anybody who wishes to speak against this ordinance? Based upon that, I declare the public hearing closed. Move to the next item, Mr. Clerk.
Next, we go to ordinances for final passage. Ordinance number 5386 of 2014, authorizing amendment of cooperative endeavor agreement relative to digital media program.
Move to approve.
Moved by Commissioner Lynn, seconded by Commissioner Baker. And we have several commissioners that wish to speak. Commissioner Escaday?
I don't want to embarrass you, Dr. Morales, but what diet plan are you on? Could you give me that information? If it's a tapeworm, tell me, I can handle it.
The stress diet.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
Okay, Commissioner Lynch.
I have some questions for Dr. Morales.
If you can come up, Dr. Morales.
Okay, you said you were employed by the DMRF now, whatever?
That is correct.
Okay, when was that effective?
Last Friday.
And what's your title there?
I'll be the executive director of the Digital Media Institute, which we're going to probably have a different name for, but we're in the process of standing that up right now.
Different name in terms of what?
In terms of what we market the program under. Basically, we're taking the program from being housed within a state entity into a private nonprofit foundation that is the BRF that you're probably already familiar with.
So how does it change the name? I mean, what are you looking at?
Well, basically, the institute that we're standing up will be a standalone school type entity, and that is what we're putting together.
Okay, what is the one in Florida that you all,
That is,
what is it called?
That's called the Dave School.
so you're looking at something like that?
Essentially, yes. We're in the process. We're in the process right now of coming up with a name that suits the institute and allow us actually to market the programs to a much wider scope beyond the funding you guys are providing. We're going to be setting up a permanent entity here in the community, so this program will live beyond your funding.
Okay, so are you all going to be seeking other revenue sources, I guess? is one of
Well, yes, obviously we'll be down the road be doing tuition-based models, and we've got support from the Biomedical Research Foundation as well. But they've already engaged construction on the new facility, and we've purchased some equipment, and we've been moving forward.
Okay, so they're constructing, so are you all going to be housed in an existing facility there? or
Yes,
you saying-
we'll be within the Intertech One facility upstairs from Blade Studios and Moonbot, which is a very good alignment in the digital media space for us, and also for our students.
Okay, and how much space is that?
I don't know the exact square footage, Jim? approximately 5,000 square feet.
Okay, so the program, LSU's not gonna have anything?
No, LSU will retain their degree program, where I'm going to continue to be an adjunct instructor. And they're going to continue to teach those courses and give the 4-year degrees that they've been giving for the past several years since I've been engaged with the program.
But that was as a minor though, wasn't it?
It's a concentration within 2 degrees. It's a concentration within 2 degrees. One is a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in digital art, and the other is a computer science degree with a concentration in animation and visual effects. That's what's currently taught there.
Okay, so how is this not going to be a duplication?
Basically, this new program will be a 1-year intensive model program, the same program that we executed last year with the funding. So it doesn't compete with in the 4-year space. It's more of a training program intended to bring people to a workforce readiness.
Okay, is the budget the same?
Yes, there's no changes.
What about the student portion?
We are currently working with that, but we don't expect any major changes in that regard.
What we were told was that this $1,500 represented fees that the university had imposed.
Thank you. That is correct. It represented a portion of fees, and it
Okay.
also represented a portion of the tuition which was asked for by the commission. That students were paying 2% of the tuition for the program out of pocket, as well as the mandated fees that the state levied for students and things like parking and student activities.
So will that actually go down then, the student
that-
portion, because you don't have the fees attached?
We will very likely have different fees, a different fee structure related to the institute, and a slightly different tuition structure, but for the students who qualify for the Caddo scholarships that this money will be used to support, there shouldn't be a substantial change.
Okay, now when y'all start talking about substantial versus none, I don't know what that figure is. And
Well,
let me go back, because I'm not really sure if the commission ever formally passed this other. I know there were some commissioners that expressed that they wanted the students to have some skin in the game, but I don't think that was ever formally passed by this commission as part of it.
That was asked for and we complied. And
But it's two different things. The appropriation takes 7 votes, okay? And what we voted on and what was actually implemented, I think, was a little bit different. But what we were told, what I was told was that the money represented fees, the entire portion represented fees passed on, and that it was actually not a cost for the program itself, but they were just fees that were being passed on. And you're saying something a little different.
Well,
And then you're saying that it could potentially, depending on what fee structure you all come up with now, change again.
well, first of all, I'm not in charge of the state of Louisiana's school fees for LSU.
Right,
I had
got that
to
part.
I had to
That's not what
comply
I'm worried
with
about.
their policies. And their policies, year to year, the fee structure was changed, set to go from $1,500 to about $1,800 out of pocket for the students next year, since costs for the
Right.
state go up and the fees, tuition fees go up across the
But you're
board.
not at the university now, so
That is
my
correct.
question was, would it actually go down? But you're saying that you all are gonna impose possibly a different fee structure, that it could either stay the same or go up.
That is correct. However, just exactly as we did comply with the suggestions of the commission in the previous cooperative endeavor, we'll be happy to comply with the commission's wishes in this cooperative endeavor that we execute for this funding cycle, if that pleases you.
Okay, so how far are we on the cooperative endeavor? Do we have something drawn up?
Not for the change.
Not for the change?
No, ma'am. I'm waiting to see what is finally passed so that I can make sure that everything is in there, that the commission is going to pass finally today. The previous cooperative endeavor agreement would be used as a template.
But did it address the tuition though? It didn't address.
My recollection is that it did not.
Okay. I would just like to get some clarity on this issue from the Economic Development Committee, or wherever it went, whatever committee it went through, to make sure, because I think initially we were marketing it to our constituents based on what was actually passed, and then that kind of changed somewhere in there based on a couple of people's suggestions that really didn't go through the whole commission. So I want to make sure of that. Now, are you all going to be paying rent there, or how is that going to work?
We'll be a subsidiary of the Biomedical Research Foundation.
Okay, so they're going to underwrite.
That is correct.
Okay, and so your salary and everything else is still going to be coming out of our money?
No, the funding that you're supplying will be used in the same manner it was used at LSU to pay for the staff and for software and other types of things that are required to implement the program.
So did LSU get to keep all the equipment and stuff? Did we buy anything, or are they keeping what we paid for, or what?
We are working with them on an arrangement to lease back the equipment that was purchased last year under your original agreement, so that we can leverage it forward for this year for the program. But some of that cost would come out of this funding.
So we're paying twice?
Not essentially, because the computers have a fairly long life cycle that goes beyond the 2 years of the 2 operational years of the grant, so there will be some equity left over.
Is that legal, Don? What is that? We bought equipment at LSU with the original appropriation, and they're keeping it at the university. And now under this new cooperative endeavor with a second pot of money, we're going to be using some of that money to lease back the equipment that we paid for the year or two before. Well, you don't have to answer that. Just.
I mean, if that's an issue, I'm sure BRF could arrange.
I'm not sure. I just want to make sure. I know we spend a lot of money.
Sure.
We went out there and looked at all the equipment and whatnot. And I know you don't want to have to do that, buy all of that over again, and we don't want to buy it all over again.
And also, let me make clear that the Biomedical Research Foundation is making a significant infrastructure investment that's not coming out of this grant in servers and the render farm and the networking hardware. We're not asking the Commission to pay for that component of the program at all.
Well, thank you.
Because that wasn't part. That equipment,
that?
Upwards of about $500,000. Yeah, there was existing infrastructure at LSU, if you recall, that we leveraged for your program. So it's very similar. So we're not asking you to really pay twice for all of the equipment. In fact, your grant wouldn't really cover the cost of everything we need. So in this case, your grant is being used to pay for staff primarily and some additional components of the program.
Okay, make a note of that too. Well, Biomed has a dedicated tax as well that the citizens pass in Caddo Parish. So, I mean, it's all Caddo Parish money at the end of the day. Okay, thank you, Dr. Morales.
Anyone else?
All right. Commissioner Williams?
Thank you, Doc, again. I just want to, after all the ongoing,
Dr. Morales, I'd stay up front. You're going to.
He's such a genius, he's such a genius. So I just want to say with all the ongoing unfinished business of negotiating the cooperative debit agreement, that I do want to go on record saying when we have a world-class media community, digital media community, we can locate, world-class company will locate here because of the world-class infrastructure in the digital media. So we're talking about potentially attracting world-class corporations to be bring jobs here and the technology moon and the industry that we're in America. So I'm excited about you having an opportunity to be flexible, be independent, to be able to grow and prosper with Biomed together as a unit, as a partnership, as a collaboration, cutting down the resources, taking all the politics of running through a school system. So you'll be free, be able to have the flexibility to be able to flexibilize the technology over there. So I'm very excited to see about not only the world-class company that may locate here, but a potential job that is creating. Commissioner Johnson and I had an opportunity to attend Southern University pendant ceremony for the nursing program that we made an investment in. For those several young ladies that was on welfare, now they on workfare. So that's the type of thing, when it decrease people being dependent on subsidized by the government and be independent to be able to provide meaningful jobs in our community, allied health and technology. So hey, I think we own this up. We need to keep the momentum going, and if there are other that we can do to make your work a lot easier and better, please feel free to come back and let us know how can we help.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words and your insight. And
Yes,
and it was very important that everyone here understand that the resources that the Commission has given us, both at LSU and hopefully here at Biomed, are going to allow us to leverage this program forward for many, many years to come and have a very broad impact, both regionally and nationally on the landscape. In the 21st century. And, you know, myself, had this not evolved, I very likely would have been looking for other places to go outside of Shreveport in Louisiana.
Mr. Cox?
Call for the question.
Second.
Motion calls for a second. A second by Commissioner Baker. Okay. We're voting for call for the question. It's 7-3. That passes.
Oh, it's got to be
Correct.
2/3.
2/3. It'd be 8. Correct.
You got 10 out of your 4. So,
Got to be 2/3.
yeah,
But that's 2/3.
that's 2/3.
Okay. Commissioner Cox, do you have anything else you need to add?
Nope.
Commissioner Epperson?
Dr. Morales, would you break down that $1,500 fee?
There's a percentage of the fee that goes to tuition.
What? 2/3 is?
2/3 pass.
Yeah. Looking back at it. 2/3 is
7 out of 10.
Yeah. I look, just, yeah, adding up to.
Caddo Parish math whizzes.
That is
70%.
7 out of 10 is
2/3.
I thought it was 12 of us.
Okay, let's vote. Let's vote.
Hey, well, you want your commissioner
Kid,
You almost did it. You was up there in Washington too long, baby.
David's back's hurting.
We almost pulled it off. We almost pulled it off. Okay, let's vote.
Oh, my goodness.
David's
Okay.
back hurts.
I got therapy to go to.
All right, now we're voting for the ordinance, okay?
Yes.
Question's been called, please
Has he
vote.
read it?
John, you can see it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did.
Ready?
We're on voting now.
One of you already made a motion, we might discuss.
Yeah, you and
You voting on the motion now.
Voting on the motion now, please. Okay, so that passes 9 with 1 abstention.
All right.
And let's see, are you gonna get on the person abstaining? Get on there. Okay, next item.
Next, we move to resolutions. Resolution number 8 of 2014. Resolution to relocate polling place for precinct 86 from Oak Park Elementary, 4941 McDaniel Street, Shreveport, Louisiana, to Oak Park Elementary Middle School, 4331 Henry Street, and to relocate polling place for precinct number 3 from Bethune Math Science and Middle Academy, 5331 Henry Street, to Oak Park Elementary Middle School, 4331 Henry Street.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Lynch.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Johnson. Have no discussion. Please vote. Passes 10-0.
Personnel policy meeting immediately following.
Move it,
Personnel,
John.
hang on, personnel policy following this meeting. A motion to adjourn. Adjourn.
Seriously asking for it.
I'm not okay.
Look here, let's have this back.
I just work with you.
Why?
Look.
Why?
Commissioner Williams is not in front of me.
No, you've never been a comedian?